Welcome back to Let's Play Metal Gear Solid 3. We have just defeated the Fury, which was the last of the Cobras, which we had yet to face, unless you count the boss, which we faced her a couple of times. We just haven't been able to play the game while it's happening. But we defeated the Pain, the Fury, and of course the Fear. So the bosses, the Joy and the Sorrow, died before the beginning of the game. So we've gone through all of those. And now we are heading up to Groznygrad southwest. Now this is the facility which the Shagohod is actually being built. The prototype is being built. So Snake is getting really close. Now in this area of the game, it's going to get a little bit different than what we had before, because earlier in the game, your ability to sneak around was largely dependent, was almost completely dependent on what kind of camouflage you possessed. Oh, yeah, that's the building that the Shagohod is being constructed in. Okay, as I was saying before, it's a little less dependent now on what kind of camouflage you are wearing. Of course, camouflage is still important. You should equip the best camouflage you can get for the area. But this area is a little bit more like the settings that the Metal Gear Solid and Metal Gear Solid 2 took place in, meaning there's more things to hide behind, and there are multiple ways to get past the enemies without them seeing you. So it's best that you don't just run around and try to use camouflage just to hide from anything, because that's not going to work out for you. See this guy? I mean, we have some decent camouflage, but we're just staying behind him. And then take him down, of course, real quick. I guess if this were Metal Gear Solid or 1 or 2, I would have snapped his neck instead of doing a judo throw, but whatever. Once he turns around, he's finished. And you should be clear here to just get through the door. Now we're in the northeast, a little bit closer, and this is the area that's actually going to hold the door that we need to go to get into the laboratory facility that the Shagohod is being designed in. Now, of course, we have more soldiers over here, and a lack of radar from the earlier Metal Gear games does make moving through this area a little bit tougher. But just keep your wits about you, keep an eye open, and you should be okay. In this area, unless you want to get seen, or you want to shoot your way through, camouflage is the best way to go. Just put on black and then creep across the ground. They won't see you going, and I don't think anyone wanders over in this area. He's close. There we go, we're good. Okay, we're inside the weapons lab. Now, what's best to do is, it's hard to sneak around in here because there are a lot of guys, cramped areas. Equip yourself like a scientist. Take the face paint off, put the lab coat on, and you should be fine. But remember, the scientists all recognize each other, so it will not work against other scientists. Better equip the cigar gas spray if you have it, just in case. Fortunately, it did take me a while to find the guy I'm looking for wearing this, like this, so I'm going to skip ahead.
Who's that? What?
Despite the relatively small size of this area, it took me around 5 minutes to find him. But this is the guy we're looking for. This is, was it Colonel Rankov? Right, Rankov, whatever. Something like that. Anyway, that was him that dived into that little room there. And there we go, he is. He did the little right jump. Now he's going to run over into the crapper, and he's going to hide in there. Oh jeez, little monkey, take him. Okay, now that he's unconscious, you could have killed him if you wanted. We're going to have to go and take him somewhere where we can steal his uniform. Now, we're going to be dressing as this guy that looks like Raiden, and yes, that was done intentionally. And this Raiden-looking character is kind of a pain in the ass. He's a little wuss, he runs around all weird. Everyone hates him. Reflect how a lot of people didn't like Raiden in Metal Gear Solid 2. So here we go, we knock him unconscious, and we drag him up here, and we need to steal his uniform. Now, we already have a mask, which will make you which will disguise you as Raiden. Oh, scientist. Or engineer, whatever. We already have the mask, and we've had the mask basically the entire time that we've been going through Operation Snake Eater. Yes. There, fine. Somebody's shooting. You know, those judo throws really do kind of make this game a little bit too easy. Oh, you son of a bitch. How many of you are there? Okay, we should be clear. You go drag Raiden-looking guy over to the locker room, and Snake will steal his uniform and stick him in a locker. It's kind of funny. There we go, that did it. And now, Snake can wear his uniform. Let's go put that on, treat it like it's camouflage. Put the mask on. And officer uniform. Now the way it was described, the reason why you already have the mask is because it was built for another mission, which he was supposed to go and impersonate this guy. But the mission got called off. But the guy who made the mask, which was Sigan, one of our support staff, started complaining about the fact that he put so much time and effort into making this mask and it wasn't going to get used. They decided to just take it and give it to Snake when he went on this mission. It wasn't actually expected that you'd run into this guy during this mission, but he's there anyway. So it's all good. Now, but the funny thing is now that we are wearing this thing, it doesn't matter who we come across. See, this guy doesn't recognize us. You can run up and punch him. It doesn't matter, because everyone's afraid of this dude, because he just runs around and punches people anyway, just the way he is. So we're good. This will also not just work on scientists, but this will also work on other soldiers. Okay, now we're in the building there. That's the Shagohod back there. It's the first time we're actually seeing it through Snake's eyes and not just through pictures or descriptions, which ended up showing it to us anyway, but you know what I mean. It's the first time Snake is seeing it. The West Wing Corridor. Now this is where we're going to go find Sokolov, and it's going to be a long cutscene. About 12 minutes or so.
Sir.
Here it is. You can count on me. What about the Philosopher's Legacy?
I don't know anything about that. What are you? Are you trying to kill me?
What's the matter?
I know nothing, I swear it. No one but the Colonel knows of the legacy.
I see.
No, don't! Oh.
He thought that was like a small gun that she was carrying around that she tried to use on Volgin earlier. It makes you wonder what she's up to. She's obviously after something, either the Shagohod or whatever this Philosopher's Legacy thing is. But we've already figured that she was working for Khrushchev. She's obviously, even though she's working with Snake, she has an agenda of her own.
Who's there? You're the man from the CIA. What are you doing here?
I told you before, didn't I? I'm going to get you out of here.
A man of honor, just like your commander. But I'm afraid you're too late.
Too late? Don't tell me. The Shagohods.
Exactly. The final preparations for Phase 2 are complete.
Sokolov, what exactly is Phase 2?
To put it in technical terms, it's a composite range extension system for medium-range ballistic missiles. The Shagohod was originally designed as a tank that could launch nuclear missiles from any type of terrain. There was just one problem we couldn't figure out how to solve. The ICBMs we have today are simply too big for the Shagohod to carry. But the military would not hear of it. They demanded a weapon that could launch a nuclear missile directly into the American homeland. That is when I came up with the idea for Phase 2.
But there's no way you could load an ICBM onto the Shagohod. So how'd you do it?
By accelerating the Shagohod itself.
Accelerating it?
In Phase 2, a rocket booster unit is attached to the frame of the Shagohod. The unit incorporates the same technology used in the Vostok rocket that sent Major Gagarin into space. Using this booster, the Shagohod can achieve a land speed of over 300 miles per hour.
That monster can go more than 300 miles per hour?
Yes. And from this state of accelerated motion, it launches a nuclear missile.
So, the Shagohod acts like the first stage of a rocket.
Yes, precisely. The range of the missile launched by the Shagohod thus increases from 2,500 miles to 6,000 miles.
6,000 miles? That's enough to strike anywhere in the United States.
Not only that, with the Shagohod, there's no need to construct giant silos like the ones used to house ICBMs. All you need is a runway about 3 miles in length, or its equivalent. And you can launch a thermonuclear strike against any location in the United States from anywhere in the Soviet Union. It cannot be detected by spy planes or satellites. It's a mobile fortress, capable of deploying in secret and launching its payload at any time.
A weapon from hell.
A completed prototype now sits in the hangar. At present, it is the only one of its kind. But Volgin is planning to mass-produce them based on that prototype.
And deploy them all over the Soviet Union.
Yes, and that's not the end of it. He's going to ship them to Eastern Europe, to Asia, to all the countries of the Eastern Bloc. Even worse, he intends to use the Shagohod as bait to foment armed uprisings among dictators, ethnic insurgents, and revolutionary groups throughout the Third World. His funds are nearly limitless. He could start mass production tomorrow if he wanted. The reason that tensions between East and West have settled into a Cold War is because each side fears the other's power. Deterrence. The idea of using threats to keep one's enemy in check is the perfect word to sum up this state of affairs. But the Shagohod goes far beyond the level of threat. It will render the concept of deterrence utterly meaningless. If such a weapon is unleashed on the world, it will not be long before all nations are engulfed in conflict. The Cold War will end, and the entire planet will be consumed by the fires of war. Vulcan and the Shagohod will be at the center of it all. So you see, it's already too late.
No, it's not too late.
What do you mean?
We've still got a chance. All we have to do is destroy the prototype and the whole facility before they can mass produce it.
But
just tell me what I need to do to destroy this place.
all right. The liquid fuel used in the rocket engine is stored in a tank. If you can blow it up somehow... Some C3 ought to be enough to blow the entire hangar to smithereens.
C3? You mean that cutting-edge plastic explosive?
It could be molded into any shape. The bomb of the future.
Where can I get it?
There was some in the armory here, but it's gone now. It was stolen by a female spy who was here a minute ago.
Eva?
No, that's not her name. Her name is Tatiana. She made her way in here by becoming Vulcan's lover.
I thought she was your lover.
Mine? Oh no, she is Vulcan's lover.
Then why did everyone think she was your lover? Jesus, confusing.
This is my lover.
Who are they?
My wife and daughter. They're in America.
Now I remember. Your family is in the custody of the CIA. How long has Tatiana been here?
Only a few weeks.
A few days before the Virtuous mission, then.
She said that Khrushchev sent her.
What did you just give her?
All of the experimental data for the Shagohod. Please, it is essential that you destroy the Shagohod.
I will, but first I've got to get you to safety.
No. I'm not going.
My mission is to rescue you.
Leave me.
Sokolov!
Khrushchev has abandoned me. I cannot return to my country. I would most certainly be sent to the gulags.
What about the US?
Yes, I once thought of that. My family's waiting for me there. But even if I fled to the United States, I would once again find myself creating weapons of mass murder. In the end, it doesn't matter where I go. I am still a weapons scientist. To be honest with you, I'm tired. Every day, I help create things that should never be used. Things that should never have existed in the first place. Every day, without sleep. Without a word of praise from others. And my creations do not even benefit mankind. They are merely the tools of politicians. All I wanted to do was build space rockets. But it was not to be. The space race between America and Russia became the prey of politicians. The space race and the arms race are one and the same. Missiles, rockets, what's the difference? Scientists are always being used. Please, watch over my family. Major, what are you doing here? I've been waiting for you in my room.
Okay. Whoa, it's going back for seconds.
Who are you?
We can tell it's
Don't
not
fight
him
down
by the
with
feeling
me.
of his nutsack.
If you think you can fool me, you're sorely mistaken. I know the Major better than anyone else. I come here looking for Tatiana, and what should I find? But a greasy freebooter.
Oh, damn. Don't mess with this guy.
What is this fairy disguise? It's gonna rub off on you. And then you'll lose sight of who you really are. Stay out of this!
I see why they call you the boss. What was that? Some kind of judo?
No, it's called CQC, a basic form of close quarters combat. He and I developed it together.
Splendid. I'll take it from here.
Are you going to kill him?
Of course. But first, I will make him pay for hurting Ivan.